For some, this is Cuba's new pride, the country's first shopping mall since the revolution in 1959, and a home to luxury brands like Lacoste and Armani. But to buy a bag like this, ordinary Cubans would have to save their earnings for a lifetime. The shop assistants here earn less than $30 a month, so do most of these locals, admiring the displays of watches worth thousands of dollars.
They are high-end products and the prices are high, but it's nice.
It's the Cuban military that's transformed a century-old building in the heart of Havana into a center of capitalism. The upper floors of the Manzana de Gomez Mall are reserved for a 5-star hotel that will open in June and will be run by famous Swiss luxury hotel chain Kempinski. It's clear that the mall's main target is tourists. Last year, the communist island received more than 4 million visitors, and it hopes to attract more this year. But while some Cubans and even tourists may feel put off, most locals here come to just wander around and explore their glitzy new world.
I didn't buy anything. The prices are too high, but even still, it's worth it. The mall is welcome.
But a few blocks from here, Cubans live in apartments that are falling apart, and the shops they visit often suffer shortages of basic goods. Because of long-term stagnation and inflation, most people here barely have the money for repairs or even food. With a need for reform but a fear of social inequality, the government seems torn between its communist past and consumerist future. Kim Vinnell, TRT World.
Well, just across the water in Miami is our editor-at-large, Craig Copetas. Craig, you certainly look like you're in Miami, not in chilly old Paris where we saw you last. Let me ask you about whose judgment it was to erect this big, shiny, expensive shopping mall in Cuba.
Well, Matthew, we spent the morning traveling Calle Ocho, 8th Street here in Miami, which is an area full of Cuban immigrants. It's an area where there is never a deficit of guava pastelitos, Cuban coffee, and of course comments about the Castro regime. And everyone we spoke to this morning boils this down to one name, General Luis Alberto Rodriguez, who is the head of GAESA. That is the Cuban military's a corporate entity. And depending on who you talk to in Miami or Havana, they control anywhere between 40 to 80% of the Cuban economy. And one of their subsidiaries, a company called Gaviota, which is their tourist subsidiary, has built this mall. And the people here, to be sure, are chuckling at its construction.
And what does it tell us then about the GAESA's ability to run this chunk of the economy?
Well, GAESA is a tentacle company. It controls just about the entire economy of Cuba. And General Rodriguez is Raul Castro's son-in-law, so there's a family connection. And like any good military man, he's establishing a foothold, much as some of the military companies had done in Russia and China back in the day by establishing luxury hotels and luxury malls. Unfortunately, in Cuba, it doesn't have enough people who make enough money or any economy to sustain purchases at this type of operation by locals. And what the Cubans here on Calle Ocho have been telling me that tourists who go to Cuba don't go there to go buy a $150 jar of L'Occitane facial cream. They go there to enjoy the cigars, the rum drinks, the beaches, and the culture. They're not there to go shopping at a luxury shopping mall.
Craig, one last question very quickly. Are you wearing shorts? You don't have to answer that. Oh no, you could plead the fifth if you want to.
I will be shortly when I get back to Calle Ocho to report a bit more of this. It's hot down here.
All right, Craig, have a great time out there. Thank you.